address. Perhaps predictably, the banquet received little attention in national media. Surprisingly, however, it also received little attention in the black press. And guess what? Those black generals and admirals, they command respect in Esau society, man. And guess what? They have children, and their children go to private schools, man. And basically get their higher up status in Esau society than some Edomites are, man. That was happening in Rome too. Okay? It says here, the absence of coverage was noteworthy because the record of the US military in race relations is one that deserves recognition. Some 400,000 blacks served in an active duty force of 2.1 million. So nearly a quarter of the US military is what? Just the Negroes alone. That's not even including the Hispanics and Native American Indians, man. And that was the same thing in ancient Rome. Okay? Now, we brought out Colin Powell. Now, let's look at this man. Right? This is from livius.org. This is Lucius Pesinius Niger. Yeah, this man was a straight up Negro. And his rival was a guy named Septimius Servus, which was a Negro from Carthage. Right? It says Lucius Pesinius Niger, c. 140 to 194, a Roman general and emperor for a short while in 193-194. Emperor where? In Italy. Lucius or Gaius Pesinius Niger was born in Aquinum. Or I guess he had to be a white man then, right? By these dummies' reasonings, man. Right? A modest provincial town in Italy. You see? Between 135 and 140, he was the son of a Roman knight named Annius Fuscus and his wife Lampridia. Now, don't you get Negroes that get knighted by the Queen of England today? Is that not so? When do they have it? What does she do it? Once a year?
What?
That whole knighthood thing that she does. She comes out night, you know, she gave Elton John one and all that shit.
I don't know if it's every year, I just think it's whenever the occasion arises, isn't it?
Whenever the occasion arises. And then she'll have a group of celebrities, actors, people,
faggots.
Faggots really. But people who have achieved greatness in this society, boxers, footballers, army men, and they get knighthood, man. The same thing was happening in Rome. And guess what? Negroes was getting knighted too. And the fast track to get knighted would have probably been through the military.
A lot of policemen get knighthoods, you know, military personnel.
Because Rome was a military society, man. Right? They honored their military more than anything else. Just like in America today. Support the troops. It says, these were the years of the Emperor Antoninus Pius, when the Roman world was tranquil and at peace with most of its neighbors. Now we're going to jump down. Because I want to get...
Can I just read this quickly up?
Yep.
This is James chapter 1 verse 1. James, the servant of God and of the Lord Yahweh Shai Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
Yeah, break that down, huh?
You know, because like that scriptures tell you, man, Israel was scattered over the four corners of the earth, man. And like we keep saying, man, don't marvel, you know, if Jake comes to prominence where he's been in captivity, man. You know, because like brother's saying, man, white people not the only people that was inhabiting Italy, man. You know, we just read about Pesinius Niger. You know, he even became emperor for a short time. That that's told you, man. So you know, marvel not, man. Jake can be anywhere, man. At the end of the day, man. And we're putting out the profile out there, man, because you know, Cornelius, you know, is an Israelite, man.
Yep. Now, this dude could have been Colin Powell, man. When you're looking at his military career, it said he served as military prefect of an auxiliary cohort during the reign of Marcus Aurelius. The next step of his career, a double military tribuneship, a higher position in the legion, is attributed to the reign of the next emperor Commodus. Although Pessinus was no longer a young man, he seemed to have done his job excellently and must have impressed the emperor because he was accepted as a senator with the rank of a former praetor. So this dude, a praetor was a high rank, man. A senator was a high rank, man. Because he held both a political and a military position, man. That's what a praetor is. And this man was a straight up Negro, man. So, like I said, you can't automatically assume because a man was in the Roman army and he was from Italy that he was an Edomite, man. Again, they got that movie out, right? Red Tails. What would they do? From Tuskegee or something? Airmen. Negroes. These are the actors that played them, but they're playing real men that lived. Negroes in the American Air Force, man. And they were bad too. Because when Jake is better than the so-called white man, man. When he gets his shit together, they excel. They do well. These are some Jakes in the American army, man, that were fighting over in Europe during the World Wars, man. Right? You gonna tell me these are Edomites because they're from America and they're in the American army? This is a major in the American military. I suppose he's an Edomite too. Okay? So we're gonna go back to the scriptures.
Yeah, man, so you have it, man. There's plenty of proof, man. At the end of the day, you know, anyone that wanna, you know, argue against this, man, really just ignorant, man. Yep. You false prophets are a bunch of fucking stupid assholes who don't do any research, man. You know, all your doctrine is based on assumptions and just complete ludicrous, man.
This is regurgitations, man. So from what we've read, from what we've broken down so far, we can't say he was 100% Israelite yet.
Not yet.
But we can't say he was 100% Edomite yet. And we can't nail down his nationality yet, because from what we've read so far, he could be an Edomite, he could be a Jake. We're going to be fair. From the first verse, he could be an Edomite, he could be a Jake. We don't know so far.
But we're going to get down to the conclusion of that, man.
What does the scripture say? The Lord says, search the scriptures, man.
That's right.
For in them you think you have eternal life. So we're going to do some further search. So read the first verse again and down to the second verse.
Alright, this is Acts chapter 10 verse 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Go on.
A devout man.
Sorry?
A devout man.
A what?
Devout man.
Okay, so what we're going to do, the scriptures, because nothing ain't written for no reason.
Right.
What we're going to do, we're going to go and look up what a devout man is. Okay? In fact, before we even do that, I want to bring out some scriptures on the scattering of Israel. Because this is for the edification, man. Because we got to back everything up, man. Because even though we brought out a lot of history just now, the ultimate proof is in the scriptures that Israel scattered, man. So let's get some scriptures real quick. Then we're going to go into that devout man, because we got to get these scriptures out, man. So get me Deuteronomy 28:37. Yeah, man, everything has to be done in order, man. The scriptures must come out, prove every point, man.
Right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
That means that among all these nations, we wouldn't be called Judites, Benjamites. We would be called Italians, African American. Some ones will call us English, British. These are all bywords and proverbs that you would get among the nations, man. Them curses had already begun to come down back there in Rome. That's why you had Israelites being called Gentiles, being called Hellenes. Those are all proverbs and bywords, man. That's one way you know who the Israelites are, man. One way. Right? Is that it on that verse?
Yep.
Okay, get me 1 Kings, the 9th chapter and the 7th verse.
1 Kings chapter 9 verse 7. Then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house which I have hallowed for my name, and I will cast out my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all people.
That's right. Give me Hosea 8 and 8. See, Cornelius is one of them. And you know, really, we've all become like that today.
Yep.
We've all become basically Cornelius today. That's why Cornelius had to happen, to set it up for today. If you have any spiritual understanding of the scriptures, man. Because we would all become Israelite foreigners, man.
Hosea chapter 8 verse 8. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
Like Italy, right? Now get me Psalms 106 and 35, and then we're going to get into the second verse of Acts the 10th chapter, man. Brother, just bear with us, man. We got to break it down properly, man. Okay? See, we love doing this, man. We love just sitting here and breaking down the scriptures, doing what we got to do, man. Not unlike these other clowns who just like the whole, you know, they like to play games. We actually love teaching the truth and the whole truth, man, in sincerity, man. That's what we live for, man, because, you know, this shit is bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? We just want to do this work. That's why at GMS we push this truth like no other camp out there does, man. Little foot soldiers like us, and we still pushing the truth, man. We ain't leaving it up to the elders to take all the burden, man. Like Demon Headmaster, he's got well, they can't do no videos anyway because they can't get no questions right.
Verse 35.
Yeah.
Psalms 106, chapter 106, verse 35. But were mingled among the heathen and learned their works.
Right, so you had Israelites that were mingled among the heathen and learned the works of the heathen, man. They was living as the heathens do. They were part of them heathen societies, man. Amalgamated.
Just like we're part of the society today, man.
And you can see that. Okay? Niggas are oozing all up in this society, man. Right, so read Acts the 10th chapter, the second, and then we're going to go over there and break down the word devout.
Alright, cool. This is Acts chapter 10 verse 2. A devout man and one that feared God with all his house, which gave much alms to the people and prayed to God always.
Right, so we're going to break down that word devout. Right, so we in the blue letter. I'm zooming. Right, we're going to look up the Greek for this devout, okay? So he was a devout man, so we're going to go down and we're going to let the cracker speak.
Strong's G 2152, Eusebes.
Eusebes, and it means pious and dutiful. Okay? So we're going to quickly look at the root words. Right?
Strong's G 2095, you.
Which means to be well off, fare well, prosper, or acting well. You go down here, it's translated as well done, or good. That don't sound like an Edomite already to me. And we look up the other root word. It means, well, let's get the cracker to say it.
Strong's G 4576, Sable.
Which means to worship, to revere. It's translated as worship, devout, religious. Okay? So we're going to then go back to this word pious and look it up in the dictionary. And you're going to find something out. As soon as this internet decides to... That's just Satan, man. It'll kick in.